In today's review, I am going to get into a fragrance that I've worn quite a bit this past summer, and that would be Dior Homme Cologne. It's not a new fragrance from Dior, but it's one that's been around for a while and one that I've enjoyed. It did come out back in 2013 and got a refreshing in 2022, but that was more just a bottle change versus anything with the actual formula itself. So how does Dior Homme Cologne actually smell? Does it last long? And how does it project? And ultimately, is this one worth a purchase? The note breakdown here is pretty simple. It's a bergamot, Moroccan grapefruit blossom, and musk. Right off the bat, Dior Homme Cologne is going to be a laid-back and casual sort of scent. It's actually pretty simple in its presentation, as the note structure would suggest, but still manages to deliver a nice experience. Also, it's an eau de cologne concentration, so it's not going to be as potent as the baseline eau de toilette. Still, for what it is, Dior Homme Cologne has a good level of performance for a summertime fragrance. The aroma itself, bergamot and grapefruit blossom in the opening act, lead this one completely. At first, you get more of a pure, juicy citrus of the bergamot. Then the grapefruit blossom comes in and gives it a neroli-like aroma. Dior Homme Cologne is only a bit floral, but that light white floral note of the grapefruit blossom does sit just underneath the surface. This is a very summery, upbeat, and bright sort of cologne. Quite clean and refreshing, but definitely not one for those who don't enjoy citrus fragrances. This one can hit a lot like lemonade at times and also give you that fresh white musk. So if you don't want to smell citrusy, you don't want fruits, lemonade during the summer, this is not one for you. Again, this one is a very simple fragrance. In essence, you get lemonade, white floral, and a greenish note from the grapefruit blossom. The tail end of it will be the bergamot and musk more than the grapefruit blossom itself. So what's the sillage here? It's on the lighter side, but I will say Dior Homme Cologne is not a weak fragrance. It simply doesn't fill up a room, but it is noticeable close by. Actually, that's probably a good thing. With such a tart and at times sour citrus note, you don't want to completely fill up a room with it. For the first hour or so, cologne is actually fairly substantial with a decent amount of projection right off of your skin. It's an eau de cologne. This isn't designed to be a beast, nor should you expect it to be. The longevity is pretty good for what this is. Not amazing, mind you, but I can get up to 6 hours with it. I've worn it all summer. That's about the high ends. Usually it's in the 4 to 6 hour range, which is to be expected with this style of fragrance. On to the versatility. This is a spring and summertime wear all the way. The citrus simplicity is built for the heat. This is one that I've worn in July and August at the peak heat and humidity. It works extremely well for that environment. With my latest bottle of Dior Homme Cologne, I've been wearing a lot in the first half of springtime, even when it's not that hot, especially when I know that I'm going to be spending time outside. It's more of a casual daytime wear that could easily fit in at the office. The initial lemonade-like aroma might not be ideal for the environment, but the more floral, musky dry down in its lightness should do just fine. This is a cologne that you reach for when it's hot outside and you need to be fresh. It's attractive enough, not really sexy, but it could get compliments in the right situation. Overall, do I like Dior Homme Cologne? I do like it. I've had multiple bottles of it. To me, it was never amazing, but it's a simple cologne that I like a lot. It hits one note pretty darn well. The citrus is tart and clean. Can be very enjoyable, very refreshing and cold to wear, but it is somewhat limited in its application beyond spring and summer. This one might not be one that I would pay full price for. I think I did get a significant discount with it from a third-party retailer. I would consider it, but just as a summer cologne, you don't need to go full price with this one. It's not going to be one that you wear year-round unless you live in some tropical region or somewhere else where it generally doesn't get cold. I do like these kinds of colognes, but they do have limitations as to when they can be worn. This isn't going to be a complete daily wear for you, but it can be an alternative option for when the temperatures start to rise. But if you're someone in the market who wants a citrusy summer scent, this is a really good one. Dior Homme Cologne is well worth a shot, in my opinion.